So, welcome back to the E-Series after a very quick break. We are now into Superpole time. So, each driver gets one lap around this fantastic circuit. And they have the track all to themselves. For one lap. We've already said that. We're focusing on Brent Dixon. He was the slowest in the practice qualifying session. So he's getting his car all warmed up, really taking his time. Of course, the Assetto Corsa tyre model, it does cop a bit of flack because it does take forever to get these tyres to warm up. And Dixon really working the brakes, really working the tyres hard. Maximum grip out of the tyres. And I've got a couple of people pointing out that I have misspelt the name in the title. That's simply because I rushed typing it. But anyway, we are going to focus on the number 13 Corvette C7. Of Brent Dixon, the Dixon Kart Sport Corvette, as he rounds the final corner. Gets a bit of oversteer. But now he sends the big black and green Corvette down the straight for his one and only time. Slight lock of the brake. Dixon, 100% attack mode. Absolutely wonderful to see any driver at 110%. So obviously I'm not going to get any split times, as Dixon is the only person on track, first driver to set any second times. Obviously he is setting nothing but purples at the moment. Now he's just got to get it pulled up for the carousel. He does. And he does it very nicely too. So now Dixon fires the big Corvette up the hill towards the Schumacher S. Does he get it right? Only brushes that curb. Maybe a little bit of a mid-corner correction as the car changes direction. And he gets the left-hander perfectly. So Dixon, he's going to set a very, very challenging time. We can see it already. This could be a very low 58 or indeed a high 57. He's just got to get through the treacherous uphill chicane now. And he slaps that sausage curb. That's going to cost him a few tenths. Brent Dixon brings the Corvette out of the final corner. It's going to be a 1:59.3. So an unfortunate time, but it's a benchmark nonetheless, as we now focus on his teammate, Kurt Woodward, in the second of the DKS Corvettes, working the tyres as hard as he can up the hill towards the chicane. As he comes up towards the final corner, he's got to get a really good exit. As he does line himself up for a late apex, he's on maximum throttle as he fires down the main straight. So now Kurt Woodward, can he knock his teammate off the top step? About to find out. Does he get it pulled up? He just gets it pulled up. Now, can Woodward maybe a little tight on the exit of turn 2 and a lock up into turn 3. Can use that to his advantage. Misses the apex. It's going to be a very, very uphill battle now for Woodward. unless we get his sector times. Unfortunately, we're not getting sector times again, so our app is probably not 100% perfect. The only time that really matters is the one at the end of the lap. It's just a little wild going through the bottom carousel. Again, just brushing the curb just like his teammate. So, number 9, he is on a flyer as well. Can he get it pulled up for the left-hander? He does. And he gets it really lovely. Probably uses a little too much exit space. Now he fires the Corvette down the hill again. So just one more tricky section to go, and that's this treacherous left-right. It's very quick. As he hits that sausage curve, hits both of them, has to get on the brakes on the exit, so that's going to cost him a few tenths. So can Kurt Woodward, can he hang on to it? Not really sure. As he does, goes to the top, a 1:57.8. So that's brilliant time from Kurt Woodward. Knocks his teammate off by more than 1.5 seconds. As we start to focus on the McLaren of Matt Southwell. Missed out on the top time in practice qualifying by 0.006 of a second. Now Southwell sends the mighty McLaren into the first corner. Flames belching out the back of that car as he gets that car perfectly through turn 1. Now around turn 2. Uses just the right amount of exit space. Angles it into turn 3. A little bit of entry oversteer. But he definitely gets turn 4 a lot better than Woodward. And unfortunately, once again, we do not have sector times. So we're just going to have to wait till the end of this lap to see what Southwell has done. Oh, locks the rear brakes slightly. So we have just noticed now a lot of people in our chat. Well, it's actually just only 2 people in our chat. Benjamin Piper, unfortunately, not able to join the server, obviously. It's good to see you watching the stream, mate. As now we focus back on Matthew Southwell. He does get the Schumacher S. Really does get it really well, and he does get it pulled up for that tricky left-hander. Now use again all the exit space, maybe a little too much. As thanks Optus from Ben Piper. So now Southwell up to the final chicane. This is looking like a very strong lap time from the 37 McLaren. Gets the right amount of exit space. He is going to stop the clock at a 1:57.8. He misses out on pole again by less than 1/10 of a second. So Matt Southwell, and he just chucks a handbrake turn just for good measure. So now the last man on track, Chris Nipris, in the number 61 Corvette. So I just looked down at the chat just at the right time because it looked like Chris Nipris missed. Oh no, it was just the camera angle. So now Chris Nipris starts his lap time. What can he do? A 1:57.8 to beat. Headlights ablaze on the 61 Corvette. He doesn't quite get it as well as Southwell. Quick brake lock-up, just coming onto the apex. Doesn't use all the exit space like Southwell does, or did in his lap. Now Chris Nipris. Interesting to see that not a lot of drivers are crashing over that turn 4 curb. And again, we do not have any sector times. So we're in the dark as to how well Nipris is going. car is looking very balanced. It's looking a lot more balanced than Southwell going through that right-hander. Yes, it does look quick. Thank you, Ruka. This is all the curve on the right-hander. So this is looking very quick. Nipris just has to keep it together. Gets it very fine. As he eyes wide. Very wide. He misses the apex by a mile there. Comes up to the final chicane. Can Nipris keep it together? It could be on for pole. He could be on for last. Very smooth through the chicane. As the number 61 rounds the final corner. Right out over the exit curve, and he stops the clock at a 1:57.5. So Chris Nipris takes pole position for the first round of the Go Race Promotions E-Series. So well done to Chris Nipris. Beats Kurt Woodward and Matthew Southwell by just over 0.2 of a second. A very strong lap. So there's your grid on the left-hand side there. Chris Nipris in the number 61 Corvette will start off pole position and lead the field away for our rolling start. Kurt Woodward will start beside him in the second of the Corvettes, the number 9, just 0.275 off of Nipris's best time. Matt Southwell in the number 37 McLaren will start off of third, just 0.2 off the pace, and Kurt Dixon probably didn't get his number 13 Corvette switched on well enough. He will round out the 4-car field for the first round of the series. So Chris Nipris takes away 10 points in this session. A valuable start to his 2020 campaign. Well, we're going to take a quick break, get everything sorted out, and then we will be ready for a race start. We hope to see you right here on the Go Race Promotions YouTube channel.